So, as usual, we're going to kick this off with what we're actually talking about. And the truth is you're going to hear a lot of diverse meanings here, and that's the beauty of this topic. So I'd like for everybody to keep in mind that this is a safe place, that I'm asking for you to come from a place of love and as high a channel as you are comfortable with at this table. We do post these to YouTube just to let everyone know that they are available. They are posted every week as soon as we're able to. So, I know that for me personally, I like knowing that because when I'm channeling sometimes, it's hard for me to remember after the channel what I've said, and being able to go back and have that record does help. We are going to start off with what we're talking about, and this is the path, right? Our life path, who we are, where we are, what's going on. What does it mean to you, where you're at right here, right now, when you see these words, when you hear these words? What does that mean to you? How does it resonate? I'm gonna go ahead and pass that to my love in a vision and get him to start us off with that.
Thank you, interesting question. Indeed. We are all on the same path. Hi, this is Innovision. And I'm privileged to be here amongst you. The path has many, or shall we say multiple, ways of being ridden, seen, felt, heard. Of course, our manner of conduction that you choose to conduct yourself in. It is the multiverse of ways. I can't help but smile when I read it. Right. In essence, that's what it means to me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, Rubanis, we're gonna pass it over to you.
Hello, everyone. The path. For me, it's the universe talking to you. And you knowing through discernment what's best for your spiritual growth and your evolution as a being on this planet. And it has nothing to do with religion to me. That is a social structure. It has to do with you and God. That's it. And your higher self. And your guides. Yeah, and everyone else that wants to help. But yeah, that's the gist of it for me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Rubanis. And we appreciate you, Star. Welcome in, guys. Those that are just arriving with us, please feel free to go ahead and throw a request up. We're going to keep going down to Roby.
For me, you know, the meaning when I think about where I'm at right now, in the moments that I spend, you know, I feel like it's always a lesson constantly, depending on it. And some lessons are literally smacks in the face compared to other lessons. But I feel like it's just a constant evolving in every time that we've either been here or whatever stages we've been. So our path just continues on with that constant growth of our consciousness. Um, and I agree with Vision that it's all that same path, just different functions, different views, different experiences per se. Um, and really, we're all kind of experiencing the same things in different forms and fashions through our own functions. So, yeah, it's just, I feel like I'm right in the middle of it. That's where I feel like I'm at.
That's epic, Broby. So when you say you feel like you're right in the middle of it, I just wanted to ask, do you mean like you feel like you're walking right in the middle of it, or do you feel like lengthwise you're in the middle of it? Or is it both?
It could be both, but honestly, it was more or less walking within the guidance, just as Rabanus was talking about. And when you gain that awareness, you feel like you're walking in your path. There's times that we do things that with things that I've been working on for years, but still comes to the surface from time to time, and I know that doesn't resonate with me, so I have to sit back and think about it and analyze it and try to walk within my higher self, within my best discernment. And that's what I consider walking within your guidance or within your intuition.
That's epic, bro. Okay. Yeah. And you kind of are peeking forward on that path right now, so on the path of this conversation. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Rowie. All right, AT, welcome up. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. So we're talking about the path. And by the way, I love that background and the title, The Path, because, it implies what? Movement, right? It takes you from one place to another. And I think it's accurate. We're talking about growth, this process. We come here, we learn, we experience, we try to reconnect to our higher self, which we were before we came here. And it's sometimes can be a rough path, but I think the key is everybody is on their path, and we're not alone. I have to say that we're not alone, because we've got guides, we've got still a connection with our higher self, even if it's subconscious. It begins to reveal itself more as we walk the journey. And just to start off, I guess I just want to say that's what the path is, exactly that. And whenever you look back, then you realize that it's not as bad as it was, before you got to that spot, if that makes sense, or when you were going through it. And when you get to that realization, the rest of the path is that much more enjoyable.
Appreciate you adding that, AT. So, we all have our spot here in this conversation. And in this, our paths are all the same. They're united in this moment, in this flow. So, I'll answer my own question. and say that I agree with everyone and what they've brought to the table. When I first received the channeling for this topic, I had to search for the way to bring the energy to actual clarity of words. And that in itself was a mission and a path. I recognize that the path is the flow of creation. It is recognizing why we get up every day and continue. Because there is space and room to continue. I'd like to look at right here, right now, what this amazing group of panelists and the beautiful people down in the comments that are here with us. I'd like to look at where we're at on our path. Not just where we're at on our path right now, but energetically. We all have our own way, but we recognize that we're all experiencing the energy waves that the globe is receiving. So could you tell me a bit about yourself, how you're receiving these massive energy shifts that are happening, and what you feel is going on currently in your path? So I'm going to give Innovision a little bit of time to start us off with this.
Greetings, team. It's important to recognize there is no path to follow. We are creating our own path every day. In fact, the path that you are walking, no one has been before it, though. Although a path is usually already there. And we can see that there are many different, uniquely defined souls that are already there doing that thing, being that frequency that others need to hear. In terms of my path, know that it is yours, and yours alone, as it is mine and mine alone. I often hear these words, how are you doing with it? How are you doing with the new intel, the new download, the new frequency? I can tell you that it is rapidly transforming my reality. Thank you.
Thank you, my love. All right, Rubanis, if you would, please.
So, this energy flux, it's been interesting. Been having some very interesting astral projections. Like Matrix like we're in a tube, or not tube, like a tub. When you have to like get up, and they like, how'd you get out? I'm like, don't worry about that. Sort of thing. Hmm. But I think I'm doing well. Like, I received a really good hug, a powerful, loving, light-filled hug, and I never felt anything like that before. So, it changed something in me. Still myself, but you know, it's nice. Anyways, I don't feel like I'm like ruled by this body anymore. You know what I mean? Just to use the bathroom and eat once in a while. Anyways, yeah, it's a wild ride, and it's gonna get even better, I think. Especially next month, hopefully. We'll see.
Go.
That's epic, Rabanus. That's epic. Hey, AZ, welcome up. I'm gonna throw you on mute real quick. But good to see you. Glad you joined us.
Muting.
Sorry, I'm muting. So I appreciate you bringing that to the table, and yeah. I'm feeling it, guys. I'm feeling the channel. So we're going to bring Chris in on this, and AZ, don't worry if I need to restate the question before it's your turn. I can do that, but let's keep going down the line. Thank you.
Can you restate the question again, though? Now?
Now? Yeah,
Yes,
I got you,
thank
bro.
you.
I got you. So we're looking at these big energy shifts that have been happening and massive energy waves that have globally been affecting everyone. And what I'm asking is, to your comfort level, of course, guys, would you share kind of what you've been experiencing in the recent energy shifts with your own path?
Yeah, of course. It's easier to answer a question right when I hear it, but thank you. There's always energy shifts. I mean, it's from walking into the gas station, from being around your friends, to being around uncomfortable situations, whatever it might be. And I've become accustomed to transmuting that energy into what I want to feel in a comfort way, which isn't always necessarily the right way. We have to evolve, we have to learn, and become comfortable and accustomed to all these different levels of energy that we feel. So that's kind of what I have. I have done that. That's part of the practice that I've practiced, where it's helped me not have a negative perspective on different levels of energy that I feel and come across. So I haven't had any negativity towards it, which has been nice, because that usually leads to fear. And it's just been more things to come accustomed to. But I can say that I've picked up more of a practice of meditation in the past month or two. I used to practice a lot, but I've picked it up more often lately. So it's something that I just utilize when I need. It's an as-need basis, and I feel like I needed it lately. So
I appreciate you, bro. All right, AT, if you would please be so kind.
Like Chris, can you repeat the question? And it's not that I don't know it. I want to hear it one more
No,
time.
you're fine. I'll reword the same question in 30 million different ways, so it's fine. And you might take a different resonance from it each time. Who knows, you know? So I don't mind. What I'm asking is, recently we've been having a lot of big energy shifts, right? We obviously went through the last eclipse. We have the big one coming up on the 2nd. Age of Aquarius, all of this big energy shift that is globally affecting everyone and everything to some degree, right? Solar storms, all of it, continuously, right? How have you recently, in your own path, been feeling these effects?
So sometimes when I feel them, to me it comes, it can come in different forms. Like it could affect me physically, it could affect me mentally, emotionally, and the solution for all or any of those is for me grounding. I like analogies. You guys know me. So, okay, we're on a canoe, and I don't know. If something shifts left, you need to shift right to keep the balance. And that's how I do it. I can feel it. And although sometimes it's been overwhelming where it's like, okay, I'm going to lie down for this one. Never allow fear to factor into what you're experiencing. That's what's gotten me through them.
That's beautiful, man. I appreciate you bringing that to the table. All right. AZ, welcome in. Good to have you with us. Star, you are more than welcome up, just so you know. But hi, AZ. Go ahead. You're fine, man.
Hi, how you
It's your turn.
doing? Um,
I'm great.
I think I know the question. To be honest, with the current energy shift, I've noticed a lot more synchronicity, a lot of synchronization, in my surroundings, and also in here in the TikTok community. It seems like the collective is becoming more and more aware of one another, and just like this live stream here, we we seem to be finishing others' sentences and stuff. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm noticing more and more. It's like the presence of one another, not in the sense of that on what do you call it? Oh, I forgot the C word. What's the C word? Oh, can't even think of no. Consent. It's not about consent or like intervene with one another, but it seems like we can feel one another. I don't know if you guys have felt that, but I'm feeling it more and more throughout the community and throughout my surroundings. Even if I'm not even on TikTok or somewhere, I can feel the presence of somebody, like whether they're asking a question or they seek, not seek, but something where they need that secondary yes, that confirmation. So I'm sensing a lot of that. I'm also sensing a lot of drainage. Like I'm getting these power outages. Like I'm happy and I'm happy going. I'm doing my things. The next thing you know, I'm so tired. I'm so tired, like drained away, but then I'm happy again. So it's off and on, off and on. But I've been more aware of too the colors. I'm seeing a lot of more colors, not extreme colors, but everything is of a different HUE. Like when you take a picture and you could adjust it on your on your phone, you could adjust the colors of it. I'm noticing a lot of that, and the days are passing rapidly, but yet so memorable. Like everything is fitted within a 1 hour movie. So let's say the whole story of the 24 hours, it fits in 1 hour, but you can see it all going right in front of you. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it's more awareness, more connected to the collective, everybody. So it's like becoming more in tune to the awareness. Like I could do multitask without even trying to multitask. Like I'm here speaking on TikTok with you guys right now, but I'm also aware of my surroundings and what's going on. And so it's like I'm in two places, maybe multiple places at once. And then I know this is not me only having this. I know everybody else is having this experience where we feel like we're doing multiple things at one time, but yet we're still in the present.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna hold space for a moment because we have 3 boxes and they are welcome to be filled. And I really want to give y'all this opportunity if you want to come up.
Oh, the path is an opportunity, isn't it? It is one of the greatest opportunities we'll ever face.
Indeed.
Gabe knows
it
why
is.
wants to come up.
Welcome in, Gabe. Welcome in. We're glad you joined us.
Thank you. But you guys got Envision and Abundance batting first and second. I don't know, man. This lineup is looking wicked already.
Hey, this is family. I'm grateful to be up here with them. Truly. So right now the question that we're putting to the table is with all the big energy that has been shifting on a, global, solar, galactic scale. However you want to scale it, that's up to you. But the big energy moves that have been happening has been causing effects for all of us. Could you share kind of what you've recently been having change on your path, what you've been having shift?
Me? On like what's been going on with the
Yeah.
okay, so like here's what I noticed. Like I'm not like a crier, right? Like, and it's not that I don't want to cry. It's like I've cried a million tears already, and I've learned how to transmute that type of energy. Like when that emotional like tears, right? I know how to transmute them instantly and put them into like that 528 frequency, like on lock. I got that on lock, right? Just yesterday, I don't know what it is. These people are talking about 2 moons or new moons or knocks on the moon or whatever. I don't know what the hell these people are talking about. I literally was in the backyard yesterday. I'm not even playing with you guys. And I'm just sitting in the back, right? And I'm sitting there. I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm in complete void. And all of a sudden, I realized I was like, basically, my face was covered in snot and freaking tears. And I don't even remember crying. Like 100%. I didn't even know what it was. I wasn't listening to no sad music. I wasn't thinking about like lost loved ones. I wasn't nothing. I cannot explain it. And that's, to me, is like, that's a major shift for me to experience, because I'm very mindful of like energy that's surrounding me. But when energy that is unexplainable, changing like your reality without you even being aware of it, what is that called? I can't even put that into words. How to explain that? Does that even make sense, yo?
Yeah.
Oh, brother, we are here to put it into words, aren't we?
I guess we can just chime in anytime, but that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like we're there and we can feel the emotions, the empathy. That's what it is. The empathy for myself is becoming more advanced. I don't know how to say enhance. Enhance is the word. So he's feeling emotions of others too.
Bro, but it wasn't really like I can't. Okay, look, I know what it sounds like, and we automatically categorize tears with emotions. I'm talking about absolutely no feelings whatsoever. There was no feelings. There was no thoughts. There was nothing driven. It was like I was sitting by this tree. Look, I'm gonna put the camera on real quick, right? I get my chair. I get my chair, right? And I sit with my head touching the tree, literally like this, okay? I sit with my head touching the tree, and I just sit here, and I don't think of anything. My feet are planted on the ground. I'm not listening to music, nothing, just here existing. And I'm closing my eyes, and I'm literally in darkness, like blank, nothing. When I come to it, I am like snot all over my face, tears. I'm talking like I've been crying for like a week, you guys, like nonstop. My eye, you know how your eyes get puffy, like pff, not allergies, not this. It was tears. I know what tears feel like, and I didn't even have a thought. I didn't even have an emotional feeling. I did explain that.
I think
What the heck is that about?
I think you finally
Okay.
met someone that you wanted to meet for a long time, and you have been. You just don't realize it yet. But yeah, you'll see it.
So,
Maybe.
yeah. So I'm actually going to go ahead and answer my own question. And in a sense, maybe I answer yours. Not to say maybe that I doubt my own information, but the answer you seek, you'll know it when you find it. So, in essence, since the last eclipse, I have had everything that I've ever needed to release, needed to actually go through and do serious shadow work on, come up to the surface for that very reason. The person I am today has had so many different shifts that when I wake up the following day, I actually have to first check my vessel that I'm in before opening my eyes. The quantum leaps and shifts and acceleration has finally moved into a vibration that I don't feel I have to be condensed into. I actually feel the strength of divine love flowing through my channels before I even feel the awareness of my breath. There are moments of rapture. There are moments of all of the experiences coming to the surface. It is a cosmic divine flow of creation, of the all. We are feeling the energy of divine creation flowing against our very existence. We can either surrender and go with the flow, well, that's really where I'm at with that one. I'm going to turn it over to Chris for a moment to hold space. I need to regroup.
I mean, we can really go with the free flow, and if anybody has anything to add to the discussion at the moment. I've seen some mics flashing, so AT, go for it. You got a disco ball flashing mic.
I do. Oh, perfect. So it's called divine intervention, Gabe. When changes happen in your life that you can't explain, and all of a sudden it just plows a path before you that is just so easy to walk. Because I've been holding back, guys. Like, you know, I dropped some stuff, you guys know that, but I know all of you guys know this too. In this room, I can say that, you know, major changes are happening. It's historical, even I call it biblical, and I don't mean religion. You guys know that too. And what I mean by that is, think about how many people are having these experiences and awakening. It's like we're being prepared for something. And when I say that, what I mean is, you know, did our grandparents ever speak of this? Maybe. But to this extreme, this level? Well, I don't think so. So don't doubt. Don't fear, but don't doubt. And absolutely, it's a beautiful thing. It's going to be beautiful. I mean, for those of us who are open to it. And am I speaking in code? Maybe, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Definitely. I mean, it's, and I love the first thing you said, divine intervention, because I know everybody on this panel has experienced that, and we find a lot of our guidance through the divine, and however it encounters us through whatever functions. So it's beautiful. Thank you.
I felt a shift happen in the live earlier, which was interesting to watch. Were we being prepared for? I have no idea, but I think a lot of us are being fast-tracked, being aware of being made aware of certain things and how to go about them properly. Not guessing, not taking a year or a month or something. It's like, no, do it now. If you fail the first time, okay, that's fine. Try it again. Oh, look, you got it. Oh, wow, that's big. sort of thing. Yeah. Oh man, I would say last night was fun. Wide awake the whole time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that, but not on the live. So we can have that discussion another time.
Indeed.
Go ahead, AZ. Or Gabe, you're both flashing, you're playing musical chairs.
Well, Gabe, go ahead first. Go ahead,
So
Gabe.
you go ahead, bro. Like, go ahead.
No, you go.
All right.
All
Well,
right, AZ.
that's well, that's what you just said, At, like for real, bro. 100%. When you said those words, that was the last text message that I got from somebody, and that's all they put was divine intervention. And I did not understand what that text message was. I was waiting for them to text me back, and then Osreal sent me a share to this live. And then when you said that right now, and then with everything that came out of Fire Ash's mouth, that's you, Fire Ash, right?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, so everything she came out of her mouth, it put the thoughts in my mind. Like I literally quantumed to another experience, and I must have been crying there. And then I brought it back into this reality, bro. Like that's exactly what it just showed me in my mind. And then right when Rabunus came on and said what he said, the freaking light shined right in my face. I'm sitting in the back. The spotlight came on and shined right in my face right when he said it. Like, you see the synchronicities? Like that moment to moment to moment to moment. That's the thing. What I'm trying to like. I can't say that it can't happen like this, but it's happening like daily in my journey, you guys. Like daily, and it's like I want to stay there. It's like I don't even like. It's not. How can I say this? It's not like I even want to be in a human form anymore. It's like it wants to take me into this spiritual like essence. Like I can feel it pulling my soul. Like it's tugging on my soul to like wrap myself into it. And I don't know if it's like that whole what Enoch taking off, and I don't think it was like Enoch literally freaking beamed his way up into this thing. I think it's the soul like attaches itself to that divine frequency that Fire Ash was talking about, right? And it's like that's where we stay there and receive all the cosmic knowledge, wisdom, whatever we want to call it. And then when it's ready to release us, bro, it can be like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a minute or 2 minutes away. Like I there's no time limit on it, was what I'm trying to say. But I know that the tears that I had yesterday were more than just like a second or 2 second tears. They were tears like I was crying like maybe at a funeral or like at a wedding or like something like a firstborn child kind of tears, but with no emotions at all. I had no emotions in the moment, none whatsoever. And that's the first time that has ever happened to me. So if you guys can, like, if I'm sitting here listening with you, there's a reason for me to be here to say it, because that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freaking synchronicities like within 5 minutes. Come on now. Dude, and I'm asking you guys as brothers and sisters, like, what is your take on like actually just like not just flowing, but like overflow, like just go and find out where it takes me? You know what I'm saying? Have you ever heard of anything
So-
like that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and accept the question to the panel and go around. Start at the top with Vision, and then Rabanus, Chris, AT, AC, and Gabe. Go through that. If you would, please.
Brothers, sisters, I need not remind you this has all happened before. And I welcome you to your recognition of it happening now. Know that that experience that you have, that we all have, is our experience, our own personal experience. The foundation that we all hold dear is of unity. And it is not surprising to hear again. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Urbanis.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder, guys. Or yeah. Anyways, yeah. Go where your soul takes you. You gotta fly or run. And don't stop until you get to where you need to go. And oh well, so it's late. And yeah, just yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and everything else take care of itself. You know, everyone's on their own path. It's all yours.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I've experienced this quite a few times in my life where I just quit thinking about what I need to do and I just do it. Like every time that I hit rock bottom in my life, it was that moment that I hit rock bottom that I just let go and just, even in whatever I believed in those moments of my life, I just gave it to that and let things happen the way they're supposed to. And things became a lot easier. My recent shift of that is really moving to another state and moving in with somebody that I never even went on a date with. But we had a long distance relationship and everything's been amazing since that. It's really been that. It's coming to understanding of myself, of just living life, not giving expectations anymore, just enjoying life in general. And that's really helped me guide into more of an intuition way, and not trying to premeditate everything per se. So premeditation when our mind also sets a lot of expectations. So I don't worry about. Once I quit worrying about how much money I made, I started making more money for some reason. It's weird how things work that way. When I quit worried about finding a non-toxic relationship, in my own opinion of that, and I found the love of my life. It's just quit manifesting those things in my life because I quit pondering on them, and I just flowed, lived in the moment. And that's what I really am trying to achieve now, is get away from the corporate world and just enjoy the moment. So,
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you. AT?
So, have we ever had a second moon? Anybody? Ash?
Yeah.
We have in the past? Okay. And I mean, maybe I can save this for a private DM, but if you know the year, the last time, does anybody know?
I don't. I think it was like roughly 10 plus years ago. It wasn't that long ago, but it was even smaller. It's just and usually they only come into orbit for like 3 or 4 days. They don't stay in orbit for very long, and this one's staying in orbit for months, which is different.
Okay.
Because it's not a moon.
Right. Okay. Red Band is always coming in, dropping that little sneaky bit of info. Okay, guys. I'm going to propose this, and it's not conspiracy. It is observation. It is intuitively confirmed as well. I'm still going to stick to this, and I haven't even spoken to my daughter about it yet, but I will. And Mrs. T knows. And here's the deal. Whatever is happening, we're going to be fine. I know this because I know I'm going to be fine, and you guys are here with me. And what I mean by this is maybe 80 years ago, when technology had that major boost, all of a sudden we're flying to the moon, after that great first WAR. And that was to advance our technology so that so that we could find each other, so that certain people could connect, because it was meant. Urbana said fast tracked. I kind of agree, and I'm off topic now, but I just needed to say that.
You can't get off topic. That's the beauty of the topic. But thank you. I appreciate you, AT. Alright. Easy?
Got my mind going all over the place with this one. What I could definitely feel, and you know, let me start by this. I've been a a a conspiracy theorist since probably 1992, and I looked in a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff that's been going on. But I also been into my spiritual path, and I noticed that the things that I talked about, many people didn't understand. And as time go on and progress and so forth, they seem to be distant. But what I'm noticing right now is everybody's self-awareness is actually enhanced. Their experiences, their values, everything is becoming more evident to them. Even those that are not spiritual but religious have been having miracles or the things happening in their life because I hear it. I hear them, close individuals that tell me stuff that's going on. So as the days progress, and I'm going back maybe a couple months now, and I'm starting to talk to individuals, their words of wisdom, their intelligence, their connections, their understanding of the overall everything is becoming more and more evident, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm trying to convince everybody for a long time, not everyone, but those that are close to me, and yet they're the ones that are actually coming to me with new ideas, new thoughts, new approaches, and they tell me, I'm like, wait a minute, since when did I dumb down? But the actuality was that I never dumbed down. It's everybody has caught up, but we became like I'm not sure how to explain it. It's like we're automatically sharing the wisdom with everybody without even speaking it. And that's what I was trying to reflect is that our experiences, no matter how we look at it and we find it as coming to manifestations as an individual, is really being split out in multiple areas simultaneously, and it's binding us all together more and more. Where we thought, what what's going on? There must have been a great download in your life that all of a sudden in the last couple of weeks you've changed. But it was never me that changed. It's everybody around me that has changed. For the understanding has elevated, and we're all leveled up, and it's uplifting, and it's awareness. I think that self-awareness, that understanding that everything that's happening right now is different. Yes, it's different because we're accepting it. There's no more, what do you call the word? People looking at you and try to criticize you, because even in the commercials, if you listen to the radio and you're driving, you hear the people talking in the commercials. They're talking about spirituality. The videos that I see here on TikTok, everything is spirituality. Everybody's coming to an acceptance. Their acceptance that we have this in control. It's in our hands. As long as we believe it's in our hands. The divine source, God, the energy, has given it to us the ability to actually take it to its full worth. And that's the most beautiful thing, is that we're able to speak to one another. And as we speak to one another, we can see the evolution of the conscience. We can see the evolution of us spiritually. Now, the physical is different, but we're looking beyond that physical, because like somebody else mentioned it about the housing. I think it was another life, and how people are not that don't care no more, but they're detached from the material and actually looking at their worthiness. How they can appreciate life, just accepting life and finding others as soul family, soul friends, and that interconnection with one another is allowing us to see that we have more value to who we are versus what we taught, we were taught that we were. It's not about monetary, it's not about the status, it's not about that. It's about who we are as a group. And when we bind together as a collective, what we thought was only unique for one individual has become a gift to all of us, and that's the beauty. It's awareness. We all become more self-aware. And with Gabe with those tears, what I'm feeling is you shed a part of Gabe that you didn't even know, and it was gone. It actually shed away, and that's why those tears were there. But I'm gonna yield.
Thank you, thank you. Dang, AC. Yeah, you knocked that out of the park. Like, I 100%. I share in that gratitude. I've met I've met the souls that I know I'm going to walk a very long path with, and I'm grateful for that. So, I appreciate you bringing that up in this topic. So for Gabe, for you, I'll tell you that yes, I've had that experience. There's words that I used when I was talking that specifically I would apply to that experience. That of rapture, that of awe, and also teleempathy. That has been a very big new shift for me as well. The connection of those gifts together in that way. And I know for the others that are experiencing it, as well as energy sensitives, it's extremely big release moments of really having to surrender to that divine flow, because that's all you can do. You recognize that you can't hold on to it without it ripping you apart. So you surrender to it. Yeah, that's what I got for you on that one, Gabe. So we actually got 2 new panelists up, and I would like to give Vinny a chance. But first, let's give Gabe the opportunity to respond to any of what's been said to his question. Yeah. So
No, I'm good. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm just soaking it in. I appreciate you guys. Like, you can go to the next ones because all you guys, everything everybody said resonated. Everybody.
Epic, brother. Oh, I appreciate you doing that. All right, Vinny and Forerunner, welcome up, guys. We appreciate y'all joining us. We are talking about the path here, and what we all were kind of getting deeper into the channel on was the big energy changes that have been happening and kind of how they've been affecting us, you know, in our own physical life. Welcome up, guys. We're going to go with Benny to start.
Okay, thank you for having me. Thank you for having patience with my sketchy internet. So you guys are talking about path, and I love the subject yet again, another killer fire subject we're talking about. So energetically for me, I'll just go say within the last few days for me, like you said, there's been a lot of releasing of energy. For me, it's been a lot of releasing of things I didn't know I still had. I've been doing a little bit of crying here and there because certain things have come up that I need to release, so I let it release. There was a day I walked around and I was just angry for no reason. I had so much anger inside me that I didn't even know I had, and I released it all. So there's been a lot of releasing, but in the same sense, after all that releasing, the next day it feels like I feel lighter. I feel like $1,000,000 and like, I channel. So it seems like, my connection the next day is stronger. I could hear things that normally I would miss. And, the voice that I listen to is louder, and it's amazing. And, you know, as I've gone through this journey, I know I'm about to end a chapter because, this thing that I'm in right now, this reality had a shelf life, and that shelf life is almost up. So it's about time to start a new reality. But to start my new reality that I created, I can't take any of the old pieces of me. And that's the thing some people struggle with, is they hold on to old versions of themselves that no longer exist. Stop saying to yourself, I was this, or I'm that, or I'm recovering this. No, that's what you were. Those are the old versions of you. The version you are today isn't the version you are yesterday, and the version you are tomorrow isn't going to be the version you are today. So if we're always constantly expanding and ascending, older versions of ourselves are just old. That's all they are, just older versions. Embrace the version of yourself that's here now, and look back and appreciate where you've come from. Appreciate how hard it was in the beginning and where you are now, and how much, how exciting of the time we are in. Because if you look around, I've looked around, more and more people are starting to get it, and it's amazing. And that's where I'll end my thing there.
I appreciate you coming up, Vinny, and I appreciate you adding that to the table and what you brought to the table. So, and honestly, well, the beauty of it is we all humble each other in some way, right? You humbled me, and truth be told, I have to give a lot of things to my partner. He's riding out my storms with me now. New experience. I'm used to doing it on my own. So, and he is very graciously riding through these storms with me. So I appreciate that. So shout out to any partners of the energy sensitives as well. But yeah, let's go to Forerunner. invite him up to speak on this topic, the path. Yeah, Mrs. T for sure. She's a saint. Telling you, man. But Forerunner, welcome in, man. We're talking about the path and kind of the big energy shifts that's been going on and how they've been affecting us.
Oh, the path.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just jumped in, so I'm sort of at a little disadvantage. Well, I'm always at a disadvantage, but um, I, I don't really know what you've been talking about, but to me, there's a path to light, and it has so many different branches on it to bring us to that path. Certainly, there's a great awakening happening. Certainly, there's a I call it the divine is moving amongst us. And I think a lot of it is people are starting to look at themselves uh, rather than looking outward. So many people are starting to turn inward. And it almost seems like that people are understanding, and a lot of it's got to do with science and the place where the world is now, where we can see. We're not sitting around the fire anymore with donkeys and sending the women out in the woods at their time of the month. We're in a new civilization. We're in a new expansion of expanding our own consciousness, our own. When I was a kid, they say we use 5% of our brain, and it seems like that these pathways that we've put within ourselves are being sort of dissolved by that divine essence. I like to use that divine essence just because I feel that it is a divine thing for us to even begin to effectively change ourselves, to uh, look at things in a manner other than the I consciousness. We've always I want, and we've been, everything's been about money in the world, and all of a sudden we're coming into this age, and maybe it is the age of Aquarius. Maybe it is because of the astrological things moving where certain souls have come into play, into life. Uh, there's so many people on the path now, and so much. I believe that we've always had like a church of people. I call it a church of people. It's always existed in mankind from the beginning of time, uh, and it's always filled men with truth and some understanding. And that's what seems to be happening. People are realizing that to to make effective change within their lives, they have to make effective change within themselves. And that effective change, of course, opens their horizons and broadens our horizons. I think a lot of things that things like uh, pot and other things have expanded a lot of people looking at. I know it did during the 70s in the hippie days when the marijuana come about. People just started thinking in a different way, in a different type of understanding within themselves, and that awakening is going down through our children. It's going down spiritually through so many people in this life. We're still living in this, shit talks, money talks, shit walks world. Uh, there's so much greed and sorrow and sadness around us, loneliness around us. Uh, but it seems to be changing, and it's changing I think, on a large scale. And from what I understand, and you know, this was 50 years ago when I got anything that I understood. Uh, it seems that there's a spiritual awakening coming into the world. I don't know. You know, I was just understood that there is either there's a great teacher coming or a great teaching coming, and we can feel the beginning of a great teaching of understanding ourselves. And you know, we're on the verge of science and religion, spirituality coming together in a cohesive way. And it's not going to be long that we're going to understand that life after life is a natural thing, and that we do really reap what we sow, because there's laws in place that are perfect. That's the thing with the spiritual aspect of things. It is perfect. You know, everything is not chaos like we seem to think it is. Everything is vibrating in levels, and we're starting to understand that we reap what we sow, and by making effective changes our lives get better. But there is that I call spiritual influence that is there waiting. I read something a long time ago that has always impressed me, and I remember that we are all light, and when the divine and levels above us look down at this level, all they see is pinpoints of light. And when a light gets brighter, uh, the divine swoops down on it with love to make it more uh, knowledgeable, more understanding of itself, to progress. You know, we're all here to serve, and that serving is going on now. Uh, we're all servers. Uh, and it's just by a little change sometimes makes that divine sweep into us. You know, I think most of us can remember moments when we've said aha moment that happens when that little connection, that spark of divinity, uh, reaches inside of us and touches us with understanding and truth, and that of course is a revelation uh, to us uh, fleshly creatures entombed in this temple of flesh as we are. I always look back in Genesis, and it said that
Florian,
uh,
that's actually a really great segue for the whole panel. So let's go ahead. Thank you so much for
uh,
bringing that in on your first roundup.
okay.
Hopefully you have the time to stick around with us. I know you kind of walk to the beat of your own drums, so I know you'll
I
stick
what?
around if you can.
Yeah, I'll stay around a little bit.
Heck yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. It was, Heather. It was awesome. So let's put this to the panel. Let's look at the expansion. Let's look at the divinity aspect that he's bringing in here. What can we see, right? What can we see? What do we want to see? What's something you want to see moving forward on this path? And unity come to us. If you would do us the honors, my king, start us off.
Brother Bill, thank you for joining. In any case, the awareness that you speak of is already present. What do I want to see? Responsibility. Those that take account for what they say, do, instead of telling people what to do. Just do it. If we come to an understanding, and I will hold my tongue to say together, because this will ultimately be an understanding of one, the oneness that we all perceive as our own reality, putting ourselves aside, and actually doing what we say, what we tell others to do. There's so many of us who are out there just telling people what to do without doing it. We are here to be an example. I go to work every day, wake up every day, as you do. And I choose wisely my interactions and my course of action. In the same way that you wisely my interactions and my course of action. In the same way that you, in case you don't know, I'm here for you. Opportunities or not. Don't know, I'm here for you. Opportunities or not. Every Monday, Tuesday, they are every day. Every moment that we are open to receive and to perceive. I often see limitations brought upon ourselves as far as what we can do to what is given to us. And these things that are given to us are lessons to recognize as lessons. They will slap you in the face, they will make you ponder on your own belief, your own way. Yes, this fellow does not see the world as I do. Yes, this fellow is telling me that I am not worthy of his presence, or his acknowledgement, or his respect, in other terms. And we choose to allow this to be our reality, our experience. That was a woe, indeed. Perhaps I shall stay silent for now.
You made a very solid point, love. And while I respect your graceful bow out there in that way, I don't mind stepping up where you're setting that down and picking it up myself. So, in essence, walk the walk. Don't just talk the talk. And that's important. I know that when I used to tell people what I went through, it was that I was trying to help others avoid it. I didn't recognize that I was manifesting that. It's all a learning curve. I tell you, one of the things I've had to learn is never think for a single moment that any moment doesn't matter and doesn't hold value and meaning. Alright, I will go ahead and pass the mic over to Urbanus and let him take the mic.
What I would like to see is the let go, the final let go for all of us. You know, it's interesting to talk about. Um, I want to see us doing what we're supposed to be doing. I want to see us. Oh, dang it. Where we're supposed to be at. And it's complicated. But you'll say soon, I guess. Okay. Thank you. I didn't mean to be cryptic or anything. Sorry.
Sorry,
That's a doozy of a question without getting into details.
And can I say, Robotis, never apologize. This is why we like about you. It's those kind of answers that keep me entertained and interested. So never apologize, man. Your perspective is unique and welcomed.
All right, thank you.
Exactly, Vinny, exactly. Urbanus, you know you're not limited either, but you're not forced. I want you to share how you want to share, man.
Yeah, not this time.
I respect that. Thank you. Much love. Alright, Broby.
Things I would like to see. Honestly, I'd like to see more unity. More awareness of one, one consciousness. And that doesn't mean that we have to do the same thing. It's just we change the things that we do with that awareness. I'd like to see that work applied. I see it in these channels. That's why I come back. And I see a lot of things happening in the world, but it's, in my opinion, a lot of it's happening unconsciously. It's happening with a lack of awareness, and with that awareness, it could be moving a lot smoother for people and a lot faster. And as a collective, it could be moving in amazing ways, and not taking away that it's not already. But just in all of our journeys, the more awareness we gain, that's when things happen naturally. It's embedded within us. And I'd like to continue, let's put it that way, I'd like to continue to see more and more of that. That's my perspective on it. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother. AT.
I apologize. I just commented something and then I realized you can't delete comments. So, okay. What would I like to see? More patience, more understanding, more compassion, more support, less calling out, less criticizing, more discussion on how people can find out what they need to find out and less about what it is they're going to find out. Everybody's journey is their own. We can shine a light and say, here, do this, do that, enjoy the ride, but we can't tell them what that ride's going to be. And yeah, that's what I would like to see. I've been hearing a lot about, well, even in my own space, I quote from the Matrix, Morpheus, there's a difference between knowing the path and walking it. And I think we're at the point where, like Innovision said, responsibility. What does walking the path, what does it sound like? What does it look like? That's what I'd like to see more of.
That's epic, AT. Thank you. All right, Astrio.
Hey, I like that one. They call me Astri, like Asteroid Astrio. Anyhow, are this based on what I prefer to see, or what I want to see, or what I envision, or is this just speaking? Because if there's something that I would like to see is,
What you'd like to see?
yeah, what I would like to see is that some significant celestial event occurs where the world realizes that we are one. And at that very moment, that very instance, that ability of a miracle shown by the divine as an example, that instantly greed and all that really doesn't make a sense when you cannot buy back ourselves in the physical. And I would love, governments, I don't like politics, but governments around the world to see that the people are in need. And if they can provide them with the federal lands and just give it to them freely, so that way individuals can create homes, create communities, and things away from, what been constructed for thousands of years, or hundreds of years, per se, here in the Americas. So that way, this act will inspire everybody across the world to do the same, showcasing that the collective has the ability to serve humanity. And by doing this, we can actually honor the divine, Mother Nature, and embrace the essence of the divine itself. You know, if we could do something like this, not only can we find that compassion within one another and fostering that deeper connection with one another, but also appreciate what the world is about and how we share this one world with one another. Because beyond this world, everything else is just speculation. This is all we got. This is our only shot here in this world to make a big difference. And that's what I would like to see is everybody just waking up and realizing that it doesn't matter how much money one has or what. Once it's gone, and that's all you have. It's a memory. So why have a bad memory when we can actually live a true and fruitful life together as one?
That's awesome, Maisie. So, would you call it like a global relief program?
hmm Perhaps this event that's happening here, AT mentioned earlier that it's been moved. maybe it's here to give us a message. Maybe it's saying, you know what, it can either rotate around the earth, or I can just go straight to you guys and that's it. Goodbye, everybody. So maybe a close call. I don't wish of it, but perhaps this is the sign. This is a sign that mankind needs to unify together, because only together we can actually do a change. If all the nations got together and everybody for the collective um, looked at an event like this to protect humankind, it could be done. But it's more than just wishful thinking. It's the collective coming together with the same desires, the desires to continue as a whole.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Thank you. I appreciate you. Gabe? You with us, Gabe? Alright. We'll give him a couple moments. Go ahead and move on to Benny. Benny, if you would, please.
Okay, thank you again. So you want to know what I want to see as far as the change. So what I want to see, and it's kind of a multi-layered kind of approach, but in the end it accomplishes the same thing. So the first thing we need some unity. We need to be able to sit down and actually talk to each other. Because at the end of the day, if we all sat down and we all stated what we wanted in life and how we wanted to get there, we'd realize that we're all working for the same thing. We just don't realize it because we're too busy, doing this or doing that, or distracted by this or distracted by that, rather than actually taking the time to listen to what actually people are saying and come to a common understanding. That's one, unity. Number two is we gotta make people realize that, start realizing some of the indoctrination and the division in this world. If you think about it, for the longest time, what we're witnessing right now, we're in the greatest time in history. We're watching the death of a patriarchal society going into a more matriarchal society. So things that have worked in the past, like trying to have more than the Joneses or compete with your neighbor, that's not going to work, because all they're doing is playing what I like to call monopoly with free resources, because this earth is a beautiful place and it was perfectly made, and there's enough to go around for everybody. There's food everywhere, there's things everywhere. But the problem is we're so busy trying to acquire stuff that we're not working as a unit together. We're so busy trying to get this fake money that they say we have, rather than just work together as a collective to one goal, and that is live in a happy, balanced life with our environment, the people around us, and ourselves. We just have to remember who we are. We've all forgotten who we are, but we're slowly starting to remember. As we ascend and as the energies get stronger and as we get hit with this stuff, more and more people are going to start questioning things and start realizing who they are. So I say the quicker we stop playing the Monopoly game and start working towards a more common goal of love and awareness, we'll be okay. And that's where I'm going to end it.
I appreciate that, Benny. And my love, you're right. That's kind of my reason for putting the question to this panel, that I put to this panel, is because I recognize what the problems are. We all do. We've been through it. Why are we talking about that? That's the old. We're in the here. We're in the now. What do we want to see in the future? What are we doing? What can we do? What tools are you bringing? What are you willing to do to see this change? ultimately, you will only see what you are capable of perceiving, what you're meant to perceive. I'll go ahead and let Forerunner take his turn in answering this question. If you would please, Forerunner.
Uh, uh, I, I was going to lighten things up a little. I probably should say what Miss America says: world peace. You know, our in a way, our physical body rules us and rules the earth. There's only one really question, and that is there a continuation of life? Is there a continuation of the essence of what we are? And I think we have to really, and I think it's coming around where people are starting to understand and look at higher principles rather than the body. You know, uh, money and greed and all those different emotions, lust, are things that are inherent within us, the body. It wants to uh, gluttonize itself. It wants to rule, and it wants to continue, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, I think people in the future need to understand that we are sort of a threefold individual, that this body is here, we live within it, we learn the lessons of it, but that this body is not what we are. And that's a big jump from faith to know. If you know that there is a continuation and that this life has a purpose, uh, it changes the whole perspective of everything. If there's no continuation of life, let's get down and eat, drink, and be merry and party on, because this is it. But there is a continuation. So I think what's needs to happen when people understand a continuation and a purpose, and this is not what they are, but it's their shell that's carrying them around for that spiritual lesson. In one of my little quick experiences, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get away, not away, but uh, I used to do a lot of deep trance meditations, hall of records, different things that many of us do. But I was always, of course, back into here. I'm living now, and I know that. But I had an experience one night where all of a sudden I was with uh, dear friends that were laughing at me because I didn't know who I was. And it was in a spiritual realm. And it was so funny uh, that I had chosen uh, to live this life to understand things. So I think that what we need to understand that there is a continuation of life. Uh, the greed and it seems that we have to experience. We're in a place with free will, and that's why we're here in this situation, is to have that free will to learn, and that free will is going to bring forth all the things that we'd like to see changed many times: the greed, the anger, the sadness, the sorrow, and maybe those are the things that we're here to experience. Here to experience. I would like to see a binding of understanding and the truth of a continuation of life. I think we're coming to that place in scientific understanding, in spiritual understanding, and we're moving in that direction. And I think, everything is moving out of chaos. It's not in chaos. There's rules. that we have to live by. But so many people just think that we're here, and why not enjoy it? I mean, why not party on? Why not get money? Why not have big cars? Why not have nice guns? Why not have uh, the things that you want and everyone wants? Uh, if there's not a continuation, it's not a purpose for this. So I think we have to understand there's a purpose, and we got to understand that we are all one with inside ourselves. Once I said a little thing, Ellen T liked it. It was that life is a movie, and there's only one seat in the theater, and that's the end line. We're responsible for ourselves, and we try to share and maybe find open mindedness. I'd like to see people become more open minded and less judgmental. Would be nice, and I think that's happening. So I feel great about the future. The young people seem to be caring. They seem to be in another thought pattern than we are. Maybe they're higher evolved souls coming back into the earth. Possible. But yeah, thank you.
That was awesome. Alright, guys. So, we've heard from this amazing panel tonight. I myself want to agree with them. I want to see that awareness be implemented in your physical realities. And recognizing that everything you do, you can derive the greatest energy exchange in every single moment by simply making that choice with your own will to consciously do it. It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying it is. That's life. That's experience. But if we want to see it, we got to be it. At least that's my perspective on it. It's been an amazing night, and I'm grateful that we've had this opportunity with everyone. Guys, we do this every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I can tell you that I know we all are grateful to be here together doing this. So, yeah, it's simply a matter of tapping in, Sarah Lynn. Exactly. Much love. Good to see you. Good to see you here with us tonight. But we are going to go ahead and do our closing statements for the night. Guys, give us your final thoughts for this current topic in this live, if you would please. Gonna start at the top and work our way down. Aww. Minute.
Greetings. Accept your emotions. Feel them. Appreciate them. Allow them to be a part of you, as I do. Welcome them as a friend. Know that you do not need validation for those feelings. Remember who you are. As I do. Be mindful of your surroundings and those you wish to share Because not many want to share with you. Not many want to share with me. Know that I will always adhere to my path, as you will, whether or not it is accepted has no consequence to anyone. There are many of those on the panel that I haven't spoken to. And they haven't spoken to me. Know that this is a choice that we do in adherence to validation. Our energy is moving us to where we need to be. And we are not dependent on any frequency or download that could come around. We are to be without dependency, without validation, because no one will stop you. And if we allow anyone this power to move us in any direction, then we are not united. Division is created every day. The moment you wake up, you say, I woke up today. This is a division. There's a song to be sung. And oh, it is a beautiful song. We can hang on to these lessons learned through movies, through song. We can hold dear to these people who have already fallen before us. But know that at the end of the day, there is no end of the day. Just an acceptance of yours, of mine. Yes, this is a very enriching time to be alive. It is the only time to be alive. It is where we are. It is where we are going. We are going places where we have never been before. Even though we have been to the precipice of now. We are not going to do this again. Or must I speak for myself?
Oh no, you can speak for me on that.
Loved. You are cherished. And everything you do, everything you say you will do, matters. So let us realize the spiritual world in existence on this plane, on this planet. Let us allow this whole planet to fall and destroy itself. They want us to pay attention, but I ask you to pay attention. with love, always. Thank you.
Thank you, my king. Oof. Rabanus?
So, with everything that's been happening, I have so much gratitude for it. I already knew we were here to help, but I know we're here to help now. And we're going to, whether you like it or not. Now, there's just a couple of things that should be said. A lot of us already going through this already, but you most likely, especially people here, it's gonna get a little bit harder. Like Lara said, shadow work and everything has been coming up, but it's as if you know, and it's there to test and see how you react. See if you actually loved or forgave. And that can be gauged, and it has been. So you can say what you want. You can even give your money away. But when it comes down to it, if someone's screaming in your face, you have the power to disengage. Or call the cops, either way. I don't want to get people in trouble. But yeah, I don't want to say anything that should not be said like that. But yeah, you're gonna see a lot of changes in everyone. That I know for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. We appreciate you. You know that. I'm looking forward to when you decide you're gonna step up and host one of these. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, soon.
All right. Broby, if you would please.
Yes. My final thoughts of tonight and discussion, it's going to lead to exactly what their conversations led to, which is love. And I believe that really our paths, all of our individual conscious paths of this collective, it leads to love, and then the whole perspective of everything changes, and your vibrations change. And then that love, that word, and that emotion attached to it, it evolves, and it just, even the stuff that's perceived as what was low vibration, you start seeing the reasons why they were acted upon about love and driven by that within their own path. So it's just, it's usually my perception of life is really eventually it leads, for me, it leads to gratitude of having the experiences I have, had to be able to have the perspective that I've been working on, which is seeing the positive things in anyone that comes in contact with me. Because there is always so much more positive than what can be perceived as negative. It's just a lot of times it needs that little spark to shine. But yeah, that's the final thoughts. Everyone's path, however we look at them as being different in every functions, I believe it leads to love. So, thank you. Love. So, thank you.
Thank you, Roby. I appreciate you. Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out before moving on. Gratefully, I am not the only host here. I'm a co-host with an amazing soul fam, and we all come together and collectively do this. Sometimes it's a group think tank where we come up with the idea, and sometimes it's just an intuitive channel. But fortunately, I've been blessed to be here with these guys, so looking forward to continuing our journey, our path together. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of the candy corn because it's that time where I need to stop. So, AT, if you would please.
You didn't just say candy corn?
I totally did.
Okay. All right, guys. To a group here that I respect, I'm on the fence. Do you guys want the red pill or the blue pill? I need a
I
nudge.
took all of them.
Purple?
Yeah, purple.
I ate both. Sorry.
Yeah, we all take both, I think. I'm kind of confused. And
That's okay.
I'm confused because, you know, the people before me who spoke mentioned things. I don't really know who it's directed at. And this is why I really don't know what my final thoughts are tonight. That's my honest. Is that the blue pill or the red one?
Well, it was authentic, and that's all we really were asking for. I will
Red.
tell you that.
Okay.
Right, Vinny.
But I do want to
I'll
thank
tell
you.
you that, yeah, for sure. We have an unwritten rule. It's only written when it needs to be. But for those who don't know, what AT just posed was a really good question, and it gives me the opportunity to let you know that we are never directing any comments at each other on this panel. That's not welcome. That's not what we're here encouraging. In that sense, we can ask questions, but we don't direct comments at people and tell people, you know, hey, you need to go do this and improve yourself. That's not what we're here about, guys. We're encouraging people to channel from their highest connection point. That's what we want. We want to bring the divinity that's in all of us, because we are all here as equals. We are all here divine fractals of the Creator. So I appreciate you bringing that as your final thought, so we can bring that clarity to light.
Yes. And that's where my confusion comes in, because I thought it was directed. But my final thoughts are, I love you guys, and thank you for having me up here.
I have a direct
Most definitely,
thought.
we love you too.
I have a direct thought. We love you, man, and you have good taste and intuition. So, yeah, anything you do turns to gold in my eyes. So you're good to go, man. I have no idea what you mean. Hopefully. Ooh, hopefully I can talk to you one day.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, much love. For those who don't know, AT's somebody that, well, it's been over a year now. Time's kind of warpy for me, so I don't know the exact timeline, but he is somebody that I would say I've had the privilege of getting to call a friend for at least a year now, and I appreciate him joining us tonight up here on the panel. He's a very busy man, as most know. He's very active in the community. He hosts his own lives Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, where he does his own style of things, and we all love it. So, yeah. But we appreciate him coming up here with us tonight.
Absolutely, we are friends. And I'll double check my DMs.
For sure, for sure. All right. Azrael, if you would do us the honors.
Hellos, I'm back. Great, great discussion here tonight. The topic, the path. I apologize if I showed up a little bit late, but there's so many good things going on in the community as a collective. I've learned that everybody has a perspective, everybody has idea, and everybody's entitled to their beliefs and values. In this path, I myself see the path as being an experience that I am part of the collective, and I tend to foster compassion, and I see everybody is fostering compassion as a collective, and by all of us coming together and understanding and cooperating with one another, not as individuals, but as a collective, as a whole, we can embrace our shared values with one another and working together to address any situations that that could arise in the community, like on TikTok or even in our local communities where others can actually inspire or even direct individuals to the right channels. Let's per se, local resources where we can create a world where everyone has the opportunity, that one shot, whether it's pointing them toward like a grant or something where they can thrive, and I'm saying, like let's say not-for-profit organizations where it can help and aid individuals where they need some type of temporary housing until they can get on their feet or even food, food to eat. So, as a collective, not only are we sharing wisdom and knowledge and experiences, but we can also come together and open up pathways, open up paths for others. So that way we're able to aid, even from the distance, we can aid one another by just getting the information. Some individuals are not able to navigate through, specific pages in the internet or law things, things that require law. So I think, the path requires us to honor the essence of the divine within each one of us and appreciate the beauty of the interconnectedness of our existence, through the collective, like I mentioned, and the effort that we commit to this, we can actually find justice, kindness, love, and compassion. And with that, we can create a beautiful and brighter future where everything can be harmonious and everything can actually be equal for all of us. And when I mean equal is, yes, everybody looks at love and everybody looks at friendship, everybody looks at things in a different way, but in the true essence, our effect, our actions are part of one another. And the future is, we have it in our hands right now, and it's up to us to just put action to it. In other words, yes, we've talked, we do, and we know, and we lived it. But what are we going to do for the future? I think the future is now. And right now is that awareness and appreciation that we have one another here to reach out to talk to, and actually, um, just be there for one another as a supportive cast. You know, supportive cast of this thing called life, which is a movie. We're actually creating the movie as we talk and breathe and so forth. With that, I'm going to yield because I'll talk and talk and talk and talk. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys for the opportunity, all the loves, all the likes, and the gifts for everybody that was gifting. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Izzy. And y'all, like I said earlier with AT, I know Asriel does great, amazing spiritual discussions as well. And he's somebody I've known for over a year. Good people. I believe he does them on Tuesday evenings. Asriel, what was the time slot again? I know it's a little bit
Thursday,
later.
yes,
Thursdays.
Thursday evening, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, there you go, guys. So remember, that's the beauty of this network. What we're all coming together for is the unity of it. So, yeah. All right. Gabe, are you back with us?
Yes.
Welcome back, brother. We're doing closing statements.
Okay. I just want to say thank you guys, and I love the channel. This is great. This was important for me because you guys put some things in a different perspective for me, and I appreciate and love all you guys. You guys have an amazing experience on your journey, and may we all be present in our nows and blissful to those around that seek the same thing we have.
Most definitely. Many blessings to you, Gabe. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Good, Ravenous. Yeah, go ahead, man. I see you flashing.
This maybe could be saved for later, but has anyone seen a place with like red and then like this has stripes, like creases? It's weird. No, I didn't think so.
Like
Thank you.
like accordion folds.
Sort of.
Sounds like Candyland.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, we'll have to talk about that offline.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, maybe someone. All right.
All right, thank you, Ravenous. Vinny, if you would please give us your closing thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much. And yet again, I'll say it again, this live. I equate this live to a family dinner that you have every Sunday, that we all get together and we all bring something to the table. We all bring our unique perspective, and we all help each other. We feed each other. We give each other something to take away, while also sharing in our experiences with love and kindness and compassion. Because that's what all this path is about. It's about a journey of you discovering yourself and who you really are and who you're meant to be, and remembering who you are and what you're a part of. So along this journey, you need a lot of compassion and love, because it's not about when you get there, it's about that you get there. And then once you get there, that's when the fun begins. So if we bring it back to a way of we're trying to create something, think of it in a 3-6-9 method. The 3 represents the earth, the 6 represents the men and the women, and the 9 represents the universe or the cosmos. So first we think about this idea, right? Then we hold on to that idea and we feel it. And if we hold on and we feel it and we envision that idea long enough, the universe meets us the rest of the way along our path and creates the reality that we want. Because our inside reality creates our outside reality. So just remember, as you go through your day, nothing happens by accident. You know, you're always in the right. You're always in the right, in the place you're supposed to be. So just try to stay present so you can see the things that life's trying to show you. Because interaction, you never know which interaction per day will be the one that sparks the person to go off and think about something and go on their journey. So just remember, we try to speak life into this world because too many of the people around us speak death into it. So rather than speak death, let's speak life. Let's go out into this world like we do like we speak here, and speak to everybody the way we do here, and let them know that, you know, it doesn't have to be the way it is. We know, we understand. We've all been there. Speak life, and we can create a beautiful future together. And that's what I got. Thank you.
Yeah, Vinny. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you, truly. Like, I know that I'm not just speaking for myself here when I say that. What we strive for is to walk that walk, right? And that's something that I have to constantly do that. And that reminder of the compassion was spot on. So, yeah, we really appreciate you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate
Bill.
you too, Ash.
Heck yeah, Vinny. If you would, please.
I didn't offend anybody, did I?
Oh, no. You.
You know, when you're old, sometimes you miss stuff. Stuff is going on. You're not sure what's happening. So I do that a lot. You know, love is the glue, and love is the answer to everything. That at least that feeling of love is that sincere love, sincere caring, sincere compassion, and like what Benny was talking about, when we go in our everyday contact with everyone, we need to start talking to them. You know, we need to start communicating. It's a time when we can communicate. You know, 100 years ago or even 50 years ago, you were ostracized and laughed at and ridiculed and sometimes hung from trees. But it's not that time now. We need to start sharing love, all of us. Uh, and of course, we're on our own paths because within is all the answers within ourselves. And at the end of the day, we have to face ourselves in truth about our life, about our lessons, about what we've learned and where we've come. But love certainly is the glue in this world, and it's contagious. It's contagious, worse than COVID, if it's real love and real caring and real sincerity. And we're seeing more of it. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. And thank you so much for having me. Remember, grace is unmerited divine assistance. Grace be with you. I always like to think of a divine, whether it's that divine exists within each of us, which it does. But if it is, you know, we're all drops in that ocean of consciousness. We're all drops in that ocean of consciousness. And as we try to become better, try to become pure, it touches the rest of the ocean. So, and it does, of course, vibratory and magnetically. But thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate you all. And love is the answer. Love is the glue.
That was epic. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I don't, my love, I don't know if you would have the time right now to clue people in a little bit about what's happening on the 2nd. I'm gonna wait to see.
On the 2nd.
The solar eclipse. That portal.
I see. The culmination of what we have already adhered to or aligned with. A culmination of everything that you have already let go of and accepted. It is, in essence, a portal to realize that we are new, a new creation, in a new world, in a new Jerusalem, in a new order, in a new plane of understanding.
Thank
It
you.
is,
That's good.
yeah,
That's good.
it
I'm
is.
not gonna drag it past there. you
It's
got the
beautiful.
point.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
It
Thank you.
is. Thank you, baby. I appreciate
We've
you.
done so much work. Stand up. Be proud of what you've accomplished, of what you've already let go of. Be proud. We want to see the strength. You know we do. We all do. We want to see the strength of what we have become. Thank you.
Thank you. So in essence, that's what sparked this topic tonight, guys. Is where we're at, where we've come from, and where we're going. And ultimately, love really is the answer. It's the vibration. It is what I'm consciously choosing to live in. And every moment that y'all choose to consciously share that vibration, you are doing the same thing. I appreciate all of you joining us here tonight. I look forward to what will be, and I appreciate all of you. Much love. Until next Sunday.
Much love. Have a great week.
Hasta la vista.
Sayonara. Sayonara.
It is with love.
Good night, everyone.
Namaste, my beautiful souls.
Namaste.
Good night, everyone.
Ashe.
Ashe.